Hi, I'm Jessica Hartmus from Bishop Luers High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'd like to take this time in this video to address some of the more commonly asked questions that I get when presenting this project, Easy to Build, Easy to Fix, a Water Filtration System for Rural Uganda. So, one of the most frequently asked questions that I get is how do Ugandans actually get their water? Why haven't I designed something to help with that? Well, Ugandans actually have no problem getting the water. They have standing water everywhere because it rains almost every single day. But because it's standing water, it's this really, really thick, clay-filled, muddy water. Not to mention that they also go to the bathroom in the standing water, and that's also where they bathe. So this water is not clean by any regards. So their biggest problem is cleaning the water, not actually getting the water. And of course, they already have buckets laying around to both collect water after it's clean and to collect the water when it's dirty. I also have in my user's guide what to do if you can't actually pick up a 5-gallon bucket of water. In my design, it has this 5-gallon bucket of water that has to be situated higher than the filter. So I have laid out what to do if you can't actually pick it up high enough to get it all the way above the filter. It'll still work, it'll just take a little bit extra maintenance. But this would be generally done for if a child is going to be the one setting this up. A lot of children help with the cooking and cleaning, but if they're small enough, they won't be able to lift it very high. And if you have a bad back or you're disabled to some degree that you can't pick it up. So that's all laid out. So even if you can't pick up the bucket, you can still use this filter. Another question that I get is, can this filter that I'm using filter out bacteria? And the answer is yes, to some degree. I've talked with people that work in water filtration industry, and they said that yes, it will block out at least some bacteria. But Ugandans already boil their water every single time they use it. However, because it's so muddy, they still have the issue of getting all that mud out, and they don't have any means to do that. So this isn't necessarily meant to block out all of this bacteria. It's really only meant to block out the dirt so that then they can boil water that's clear and not brown with mud. And so another question that I get is, hasn't this been done before? So what makes my project stand out? What makes my project unique? There are tons of filtration systems being sent out as charity projects to people living in Uganda. But one of the biggest problems that they have with these filters is that they're so high-tech and so expensive that when they break, the Ugandans that are using them will either have to go back to this charity and then get the charity to give them one, or they'll have to drive many, many, many miles in a friend's vehicle to access the electricity to fix it and somebody that actually knows how to fix it, or they'll just resort back to drinking unclean water. And that's normally what they do. They go back to the unclean water. And so with my design, it's simple enough that once they see it once one person buys the user guide with all the materials and gets it set up and sees how it works, they can replace all the parts with things that they already have laying around, or they can replace the parts with something that a neighbor would have. And they're going to understand how it works. Not to mention that my project is also expandable, and so the people of Uganda are very genius when it comes to taking one project and then making it better. So if I am able to give them this project so that they can understand how it works, then they can start doing it themselves on a community level or on a level that'll be faster. It's really easy to drill another hole into the side of the bucket and attach another filter and another one, or make the bucket bigger, and they're going to understand that, so it's very expandable.